Alright, it's alive. Just want to do a quick little preview of the playoff picture before we get into week 18 versus the Texans. A lot of different scenarios in play here for week 18. A lot of things going on, the AFC especially. NFC, I won't say it's spoken for the 7 spots there, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of shitty teams, and just whoever's the least shitty is gonna get the last wild card spot. Like the Rams, they're in 7 is a joke. They're 7-9, or they're like 7-9, 7-6. They're awful. The NFC's awful. Meanwhile, my Jags are, we're 9-7. We've had some bumpy losses. It's been up and down. But playing in a really tough AFC, man. I mean, you're gonna have to win 10 games to get. It's looking like you're gonna have to win 10 games this year. So that's the playoff picture right now. Let's take a look at the actual standings though, because there's a lot of shit going on. Browns are gonna be the 1 seed. Chiefs are gonna be 2 seed. Outside of that, a lot is up for grabs. It's Colts 3, Pats 4. Pats play at the Giants, who are the 1 seed in the NFC. If that's a loss, they go to 9-8. Meanwhile, the Bills play the Commanders, I believe, who are decent, but they should win. If they win that game, then you have a tie in the AFC East. So let's go look to see, in that scenario, who would get the tiebreaker. So they split the series, so then you gotta go look at division record. Tied division, and go to conference record, and go to the Patriots. So the Patriots might have already clinched this division. Honestly, it's looking that way to me, like they've clinched it. I don't know why the game hasn't said it has. They would usually have an X by their name if they clinch. But I believe if it's tied, they would get the head-to-head tiebreaker. Now, one of them could still get a wild card spot, I think, somehow. A lot of things would have to break their way. But go back and look at the AFC. So Browns 1, Chiefs 2, that's for sure. Right now, Colts are in at 3. Patriots at 4. So Patriots, I think, are going to stay there at 4. I don't think, there's just a lot of things that could happen. There's a lot of different scenarios in the AFC. I want to say the AFC East winner will stay the 4 seed, but they could probably jump up to 3 somehow. Colts right now occupy that 3 seed. My Jags, we beat them twice head to head, but they're 10-4 against the rest of the league. They've been really good with Bryce Young. I don't know if they're the hottest team going right now, but that might be the Titans, who just kicked my ass last week. But you don't want to see this Colts team, man. They're feeling good about themselves with Bryce Young. And who are they playing this week? They're playing the Rams, the lowly Rams, who are hanging on to that last wild card. If they beat them, they'll clinch the division, clinch the 3 seed. If they lose, and Jags, we beat the Texans, we have the head-to-head versus them. So we would then win the AFC South and get the 3 seed. So a lot of different scenarios: the AFC South, AFC East, AFC North's clinched with the Browns. Titans, I said, were the hottest team. They're in this thing. They play the Ravens at home. If they can win, get to 10-7. Do I have the tiebreaker over them? For sure. We split the series. Yeah, I have the division record. So yeah, Colts lose, Jags win. We'll move into the AFC South winner in the 3 seed. It's looking like the AFC East Patriots are going to be 4. And then the 3 wild card spots, it could get really crazy. You got the Raiders, CJ Stroud, another good rookie quarterback, kind of like the Colts. They're feeling good about things. They just absolutely destroyed the Jets on the road last week. So, I mean, that's another tough team, man. This is about as good of a conference as I've seen. It's really just an achievement to make the playoff this year in the AFC. So, Raiders, I think, will be a wild card, but if they lose and they're 10-7, you get the Steelers, who are playing them. They move to 10-7. They would jump them to get the first wild card. And then you have the Colts, if the Colts lose, Colts, Raiders, Jags, all at 10-7. It would be between the Colts, Raiders, 10-7, and the Titans, 10-7. So in that scenario, the Steelers go and beat the Raiders, and the Titans beat the Ravens at home. There's a 3-way tie at 10-7 for the last 2 spots. That would be interesting. Also the Colts, Raiders, Steelers, Titans, all at 10-7 for 2 spots. I don't know how that would exactly shake out. Let's see. I think it would come down to conference record. In that case, it looks like the Titans are really going to have a tough time getting in. They need... I don't know what exactly could happen for them to get in, actually. I hate it for them because they're the hottest team. Hendon Hooker's really came in and rejuvenated their season. He's been really good, man. It sucks. I don't think there's really a scenario for them to get in, because it looks like if they win, they're still going to be tied with one of these wild card spots at 10-7, and they just won't have. They'll be 5-7, and everybody else is just going to have a better conference record. So I think it could be tough for them. The Raiders are looking good either way, win or loss, I think. Colts, same. I think they're looking good. Jags, obviously, it's a win and in. It's a win or go home. I mean, if we lose and we're 9-8, we're not going to make it. With how good the Titans have been playing behind us, the Texans would jump up in front at that point. I mean, the Texans, another just great story, getting Derek Carr. We all know his older brother, David Carr, there had his go with the Texans. And just they like that family synergy. They're comfortable bringing him in to kind of be a bridge quarterback with Will Levis. And we haven't seen Will Levis this year. That's how good Derek Carr's been. And he's really made a statement that he's still a franchise quarterback this year. It would be huge. You know, obviously we're going to go against him here later, but it would be huge for him to come in, take the Texans to 10-7 wild card. Nobody was seeing that coming into the year, so it would be interesting to see what the Texans do this offseason, regardless of what happens here week 18. They got to be feeling pretty good about things, having Will Levis develop for a year. Derek Carr's trade value could be pretty good. I forget what his contract is they signed him to, but There would definitely be some teams calling about him this offseason. And Will Levis, you know. They could just decide Derek Carr is their future, you know. It wouldn't be shocking to see them move off at Will Levis, even though he hasn't played. But we'll see. That'll be another discussion for the off season. But the AFC South's been a dogfight this year. You know, it's been fun to be a part of it. It really has. We played pretty good against the division. I think we're 5-1, maybe 4-1 right now. But it's been tough, man. They were all three of them stepped up their quarterback situations this offseason. They really did. So a lot of things in play here. I don't think the Bengals or Bills can get in, or Ravens. I just don't see a path for them. You know, they're gonna have to really, because either way, there's gonna be 3 wild card. Unless the Colts win the division, Jags lose, and you got Raiders 10-7, Steelers 10-7. But then in that case, it would be the Texans in the last spot. So I think you're gonna have 10 wins to get in. I don't even know what the scenario would be for the Texans to get in. The Texans do have a better conference record than the Titans. They split. Okay. So actually the Texans would go in front of the Titans, like I thought. So I just don't see a scenario, really. Steelers lose. Colts. But they don't have the tiebreaker over any of these. So Titans are on the outside looking in, I think. I really think it's up Texans, Jags, Steelers, Raiders, Colts. Those 5 are playing for 4 spots. And I think the Titans are going to be on the outside looking in, even though they're playing better than any of us, any of that group. So that's how the AFC's looking. Go through the divisions. NFC is just a shit show, man. I mean, we got the Rams here at 7-9 getting in. I mean, they have a must-win against the Colts to hang on to that, with the Bucks and Packers looming. Falcons are about playing the best ball out of anybody in the NFC. All of a sudden, they've got a chance at winning their division with the Panthers. You know? But things are a little more settled here. Cowboys could get out of this thing, probably, just being the Cowboys, but take a look at the schedule. Falcons have to feel good, even though going into New Orleans is never easy. Bills, I just don't see a path for them getting in, even though Allen might win the MVP. Carolina's got to win that game to win the division. Titans, kind of same thing with the Bills. They want to win, but can they really get in? I don't see a path for them. Patriots at the Giants, that's a huge Super Bowl rematch type of game. But I don't, Patriots I think are winning the AFC East regardless. Bengals have just had the weirdest season probably out of anybody. They were so hot. They were 8-2, and I think they've just lost every game since I played them. They look so good. They came out and beat us the last second field goal, and they were just humming on all cylinders. And I don't know what happened, if they had a bad injury or something, but a really bad end of their season. That Steelers-Raiders game is huge. Same with Jags, Texans. But yeah, that's about it, guys, for the playoff picture. A lot of things up in the air right now. Should be pretty interesting to see how it shakes out. Probably get this game going, maybe 30, 45 minutes. We'll see.